Okay, hey everybody, I am back, and this video we're going to get into the grand hexagram that we're coming up again on August 26th, I believe. But also on that day, you also have a grand square and a grand cross. So, which the square is represented in red and the cross is yellow. And then, as you can see, you have the blue triangle, which represents all the water signs that are now in the feminine position, and you have the green triangle that represents all the earth signs, which is now in the masculine position, which is a total flip from last time, because last time with the grand hexagram, Merkabah, whichever way you want to call it, you had you had the feminine triangle, which is the downward triangle. This green triangle right here, which is downward triangle in earth signs, and you had the masculine triangle going up, which is in water signs. And I already explained last video about the masculine and the feminine that makes up the Merkabah, which creates this whole area or vortex of creating something new. So I'm not going to go back into that. You can go back and find the grand hexagram video of July 2013 to see that part. So getting back to this one, now I've already explained the opposition between Jupiter and Pluto on the other video, so I'm gonna get right into the grand trine right now on this one. Let's start with the feminine, because the feminine is all in water signs, which is actually good because it's nurturing. You know, part of feminine nature is to nurture, to provide for, in a way to protect until something's old enough to work on their own. So with that, you have, let's start with Saturn. You have Saturn and Scorpio. Saturn and Scorpio trining Neptune. Now with Saturn, you know, Saturn is all about your karma, and Scorpio goes deep. It goes into hit and stuff. So with this again, with Saturn being a Scorpio, just like it was last time, it connects to everything you cannot see. It connects to all the hidden karma you build up that you don't know about, all the karmic imprints that other people have put on you that you don't know about, all the other versions of you in other dimensions and multiple dimensions is connected to all that. When you connect Saturn to Scorpio, bringing all that up. Now it's trining Neptune, and Neptune, which I neglected to mention in the other video, but I do have other videos up. Neptune is in retrograde, I'm sorry. But with it in retrograde, what it really does is just, unlike Mercury where it goes backwards, Neptune in retrograde just gets heightened. So with Neptune I'm sorry, I'm blocking the whole thing. With Neptune being in retrograde, now you have the higher octave of Venus over here, the higher octave of Venus, which is more so inward beauty and more so about spirituality and all that, at least in my opinion, in Pisces. And Pisces, like I said before, is one of those signs, if you keep straight to the point, you're either for or against it. So now this is with these two together right here is causing you to look at everything, or causing everything to come up, and you decide whether it's either for you or against you. So it's causing all old karma, and karma doesn't have to be good, or it doesn't have to necessarily be bad. It can be good and bad, just all the hidden karma that's coming up. Now it's coming up for you, and for you to decide. And now with Neptune, now you're going to start deciding spiritually again whether it's good for you or bad for you. And then it's connecting to Jupiter, which Jupiter is a Cancer, and Cancer is also not only a water sign, it's a sign of great emotions, where it's another nurturing sign. So with that, now Jupiter also can nurture. Once the karma comes up, the hidden karma comes up and goes to Neptune, then Neptune can decide, when you go through Neptune, you can decide whether it's for or against you spiritually, and then you can bring it down here and adjust your emotions and expand it, because Jupiter is all about expansion. Now again, this is the water element, which is perfect because it's in the feminine sign. So this is all going to again, thought patterns and emotions, and it's your thought patterns it's your thought patterns that controls your actions, and then your actions is what manifests reality. Because regardless of what you think, if your actions say different, then there's going to be blockages. So what this is doing is helping you clear out the blockages. And you can it's giving you a chance to either kickstart onto a clean slate or hold yourself back. And I will say this again, for a lot of people who are not willing to change, they're finding themselves sick for no reason. They're finding headaches, stress, body pains for no reason, for those who are trying to really hold on. And they may not understand. And what it is they're fighting all the old stuff that's coming up that they need to get rid of. or they need to decide, or they also find out stuff that's coming up that they're saying that they believe, but in the actions they're showing differently. So all that old stuff is coming back to them to smack them in the face, to make them decide, Pisces, one or the other, whether you really believe this or don't. And if you do, you need to start living it. If you don't, you need to stop saying it. Mind you, Neptune and Pisces, deeper inner spirituality and beauty, but decide whether you're for or against it. Very simple. Now keeping it very simple because it can go in depth. But okay. So now you have this triangle, which is in a masculine position in all earth signs. So let's start with Pluto. Again, Pluto's in retrograde, and like I said before, Pluto is a very transformative planet. It's most people call it the death planet or the Lord of Death, but if you truly understand death, there is no death without life. So I call it a transformation planet. And with Pluto being a Capricorn, Capricorn, to keep it very simple and just go with the key phrases, Capricorn is the sign that uses and knows how to use what and when. So Pluto, with being in retrograde again, which only heightens the energy of Pluto, it doesn't hinder it, it heightens the energy of Pluto, is now in the sign of Capricorn, which is going to make it, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. With it being a Capricorn, it's going to make it more transformative, and it knows exactly what to use, when, and how. Now that trines the moon, and the moon is in Taurus. So again, with the moon being a water element connected into intuition, and then Taurus being, looking around at everything that you have and everything that's around you, Pluto is going to cause you to look at everything around you for a more intuitive and a more emotional thing of seeing if it's really serving you and if it's worth having and worth being around. And then you have that topping the energy of Mercury, which is now out of retrograde and in Virgo, and Virgo is a very analyzing planet. So this again now is flipping so that you can start analyzing your material possessions, your friendships, your connections, your jobs, whatever, how you're raising your kids, anything and everything, how you handle situations, everything that's manifested. And the masculine is a very action energy anyway. So with Earth and the masculine, all these Earth signs and all these planets in a masculine position, it's going to cause you to do. Like you're really going to go and start now analyzing. Say, if you have a bunch of pictures around you, are these pictures of people you no longer are around? Not saying that they're bad, but they're no longer around. And the reason why you separate it is because they're going to one way, you're going the other. Well, each time you look at these pictures, it's pulling you back into that energy where it's not helping you go where you need to go. And that doesn't necessarily mean y'all had a bad falling out. It's just that since y'all paths separated, then that energy needs to separate so you can fully go your way and they can fully go their way. And maybe somewhere down the line, it'll meet back up. So that's how this masculine one is working out. The feminine one is working on how you feel about spiritually and clearing all that up. And the masculine one is working on everything that's already here, and basically, again, transformation and moving everything out of the way, analyzing emotional connections of what you have, intuitiveness of what you have, and retransforming everything. So when you put those two triangles together, you get a grand hexagram between water and earth, which again opens up a vortex, which is actually, and this one is actually more so making room. This is more so making room and clearing out for new things to manifest. Now, on top of that, you have a grand square. So again, in this square, or actually involved in all three, you still have Pluto and Jupiter. And I explained that because them two are like the theme for the month. And they're actually, is that my dog? What the hell was that? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I heard a noise. I thought it was a dog. I didn't realize the dogs are in here. But as I was saying, going into the Pluto and Jupiter is like the theme of this month, and they're connected into everything. Now, one of the reasons why it took so long to do this video, because everything that, like I said, my computer personally was messing up, so I had to restart my computer and I had to re-put all my old programs on there. So in doing that, I had to only rely on what was online for my information. And one of the major things that was bothering me was when they showed everything, because they'll show the whole natal chart for that day. I wasn't seeing Mars, and Mars is like kind of hidden. But now after being able to see where Mars is at, I feel more comfortable. Mars is actually somewhere over here, and really within a couple of by the next day, Mars will be in Leo. So it'll be like right around here in Leo. It's just like on this particular thing, it's like the very end of Cancer. but whatever, that's something. So it wasn't that important, but for me it was important to at least see what Mars was before I made my video. So going back into this grand square, because this video's getting too long, you have Venus, who's in Libra. Now, Venus in Libra is an air sign. You know, Venus is all about art and everything you find beautiful, but it's not only about material. But with Venus in Libra, it's not more so it's not more so where you're going to look and see that it's beautiful. It needs to be balanced. Okay, why do you find, okay, now that you find it beautiful, why do you find it beautiful? And that's where the scales come in at. And when you start looking at it, why you find it beautiful, then you can start decide, is it really beautiful? And then again, you have that squaring Pluto, which again, Pluto is going to use everything around you, including everything you find beautiful, to start transforming you. And then you have that squaring Uranus, which is in Aries. And Aries, you know, is a sign of who you are. Aries is a fire sign. Your fire is who you are, is what you do. It's connected, you know, it's connected to everything in your body. And when you do anything, you have to move your body, which creates temperature, which is connected to the fire element. So with that in Uranus, you know, Uranus is a very feeling sign. Uranus is a sign of, for me, it's my favorite sign, honestly. For Uranus is very, Uranus, I want to say Uranus so bad, I don't know why. But Uranus is, a very good thinking sign. So with this, with being who you are, it's squaring this. So now what it's doing is, with all the grand triangle going on and with this grand square, what it is doing is tightening up on your beliefs of who you really are, causing you to be your true self. You know, Uranus is also referred to as one of those planets that's a little quirky. You know, it's your own personality, your own quirkiness, your own creativity, whereas it doesn't really matter so much what other people think of you, but it really deals more so what you think of yourself and your ideas and what you need to do and what you came here to do. And again, that's connected to Jupiter, which is connected to Cancer, which is again expanding your emotionals and your thoughts. So with this grand square, you know, most people may say to watch out, but I would say with this grand square connecting to this grand hexagram, what it is as the hexagram is doing this work. And in some levels, it's been doing this work, but as the hexagram is doing this work, this grand square is forming to tighten up so you can truly understand who you are. A lot of people lately have been getting higher information, higher channelings. I know I've been getting a lot of stuff with I've been getting a lot of stuff through lucid dreaming and dream work through past lives that I didn't know about. And multiple lives is all the same thing that I didn't know about, that I wasn't connected to, and it's coming together closer so you can understand who you are, your individual role that you play, and what you really came here to do. Now, in the midst of all that, again, we have this grand cross. Now, I already explained this part in another video between Pluto and Jupiter, but here we also have Venus and Uranus, whereas Venus is in an air sign and Uranus is in a fire sign. So now we have this play on air and fire right here. And because it's an opposition, you can either, you know, you have to learn how to balance right in the center. And, you know, you have Uranus over here, which is basically about who you are, creating life the way you want without worrying about what other people think. And then you have Venus over here, which is under Libra, which is the air sign, which is making you think about everything you find beautiful and why you find beautiful. So even though this may seem like a opposition, to me it's really not. To me it's very simple, because when you start looking at the reasons why you find stuff beautiful, the things around you, and you start understanding why you find that beautiful, and then you can decide whether you truly find that beautiful for you, or if that's something that's been put in you karmically, where you can change that and now start to define the you that you want to be and you who you really want to be. And a lot of people right now is probably really feeling called to change something in their life, to change the way they're doing things, because they feel as though that's not who they truly are. And that's another thing, that if you're not willing to go with change and you're fighting your inner spirituality, which is telling you to step out into whatever it is, that's another thing that's going to cause huge problems and huge blowouts and huge you know, arguments, because now you're going to deflect or project on other people, which you need to be working on inside yourself. So with that, now you have this causing you to truly define who you are, this causing you to truly define who you are, this square causing you to tighten up in the definition of what you believe and who you are. Basically, and once all this come together, if you truly know how to work with these energies up until the 26th, and even after the 26th, What it is you should really feel like a new rebirth, a new you, a level of spirituality, new information, not necessarily new friends, but maybe seeing your friends in a different way and knowing what to say to them, what not to say to them, and knowing what to hold back, what not to hold back. Coming out of the shell to showing your friends who you truly are, showing your family who you truly are, at least to an extent, or at least get to the point where even if you're not showing the world who you truly are, because this Grand Trine is really not about, at least for me, from my understanding, because I like to do dark work, it's not really about showing other people who you truly are. It's about you, especially with the Uranus in play under Aries. It's about you knowing exactly who you are and accepting you for you, and then you can work on other people accepting you. But first, accepting you for you, how you are, what you truly are, what you believe and don't believe that's causing things to either go right or go wrong in your life, which is your karma. Define whether you believe it or not, which is Neptune and Pisces. We're going to get that together. You know, this is the inner work right here with the feminine triangle going down in Jupiter, and then you have the masculine triangle, the outer work, and then once that's done, you have the tighten up of the ideas and belief with the square, and then you have the cross, is basically kind of like seals the deal. You know, you put a cross on anything, it's stamped, it's marked, it ain't moving, it ain't going nowhere. So you have this grand cross that seals the deal, but also within this inner vortex of creative energy, you also have other little vortexes of creative energy that's going to come out and that's going to flow. So I hope that helps you understand this Grand Trine. Like I said, the best way to work with this is to go ahead and do that dark work, or as other people call it, shadow work, and work on yourself. This is not the time to be afraid to say how you feel, or if not, say how you feel. This is not the time to be afraid to let yourself feel what you truly feel. This is a time to go deeper into that and start analyzing where it's coming from and working at it. And then as you come out of this, you should come out this a new you. If you want to come out this to make a better you, to feel more free and more stress-free, work with these energies to come out for a new you and not trying to hold on to the old you. Because if you're trying to hold on to the old you right now, astrologically, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a lack of communications, business deals not falling through, you're just not happy. 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're depressed. You don't know where all these energies come from. You're trying to figure out why all these old stuff that you thought you got over is coming back up. All of it's coming back up right now. And so you can start to define who you really are. And you know, the hidden you that you don't show anybody, which is dealing with the Saturn energy again. And then you have over here Uranus. I'm sorry, that's my dog because he's messing with stuff. And how you gonna mess with something and get scared and then run away? But anyway, then you have Uranus over here in Aries, which is who you truly are, your own individual quirkiness, your own individual reality, your thought patterns, your unique self of who you're meant to be. Your emotions and your intuition, and you know how you emotionally interpret things, and Taurus. So you have all these things going on. So basically, again, because I'm only reiterating what I just said to keep it really simple, now's the time astrologically to just go inwardly. If anything you don't agree with, no matter where it came from, it has to go, and then start pulling ideas and stuff that you do agree with. It's not the time to hold on to hurts. It's not time to hold on to old pains, and it's not the time to hold on to any spirituality, morality, or standard that no longer serves the purpose that you were meant to be, or the purpose that you're going in towards the future. So, with that, I'm going to shut it down. Everybody stay blessed. Peace.